Testing, testing, one, two, three. Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well. Today we're playing Fling with a Tiefling, a free visual novel available on itch.io. Now, for full disclosure, I did make a recording of this game earlier. However, upon checking it, there was some errors with the audio, so we'll be heading back into this game. I did unlock all the character graphics and the endings of this game, but I won't show them until the end of this video. There is an intimate and non-intimate ending for this game. And before we hop in, let's show some appreciation for the people who created it. Now to do that, let's go into extras and notes. Thank you for checking out Fling with a Tiefling. This is a spur of a moment kind of release. Seriously, I think I wrote the rough draft in one night, maybe two. So back in August, I started playing Baldur's Gate 3 with a friend and quickly fell in love with the game and its cast of characters, Gale in particular. That is valid and that is a mood. I fell hard for him, and his scenes had me either smiling and giggling like an absolute idiot, or maybe want to jump at my computer screen so I could give this depressed wizard with zero confidence a damn hug. Once again, very valid. Like many others, I too fell victim to Baldur's Gate 3 brain rot and had the urge to make something that would evoke the same feelings I had when I experienced Gale's beautifully written scenes. What came out of my mouth? Beautifully written scenes. That something ended up being this game, a short romance game about your final night with your favorite companion. I hope you all love Karas and this game as much as I do. Now go and enjoy your night with him. I'm not sure if it's Karas or Karos. I really hope I got the pronunciation right. If not, I'm so sorry to the creator. Now let's go have a quick look at the credits. This was from Christy Husbando Goddess Jimenez. She or they have made more than one game, and a lot of appreciation to all the people who worked on this. This is a great and sweet work. Now, with all of that said, let's head back to the title and get started. I'll be sticking with the default name of Nox. The fire dances against the night's protruding darkness, occasionally crackling as the logs slowly burst open, consumed by the flames. You don't know how long you've been sitting here, watching the campfire by your lonesome. You've been lost in an ocean of thoughts and nagging feelings. For the past few months, we've been traveling the land of Utril with a group of adventurers to take down Dastrus, an evil wizard that plans on shrouding the world in darkness. Tomorrow is his day of reckoning by your hands. Until then, you're resting, or at least you should be. But one question still pricks at your mind. After tomorrow, should victory come your way, what's next for you? As much as you wanted this adventure to continue, life wasn't that simple. Every adventure has its end. After this, everyone planned to go their separate ways, to their own dreams, lives, and families. While you're sure to while you're sure they appreciated you and each other greatly, you know that their own needs come first. Yet, no matter how many times you repeat that to yourself, it still hurts to hear. The poor baby. You shiver. The bitter cold of the night finally gets to you. You hug yourself tighter to your knees and shift closer to the campfire. Not inviting me to sit by the campfire with you. You would me, Knox. Mind if I join you? I love his design. And look at all the details to the tattoos and, and the chest hair and the horns. Really kudos to the artist. Right. Before you can even give the voice an answer, Karis, one of your many companions, sits down by your side. He's awfully close to you. Not that you mind. His warmth does one I need a sip of tea. I'm bumbling my words. I'm currently having Ceylon tea with some oat milk and honey, if anyone is curious. His warmth does more for you than any little campfire could. You vow to treasure it for as long as you can before it departs with him, never to be felt again. Oh, there's so many feels with this, and the fact that when I first read all of this, there was so much chemistry between these two with the lines read. You'll see as you go along. So, tomorrow's the day. How are you feeling? Many different answers rush through your brain, but you only feel comfortable sharing one part of you with Karis tonight. I did save this, so we'll be exploring all three of these choices. First, we'll start with nervous. Do my ears deceive me? Our great leader of many talents, ones that even outshine mine, is nervous? Can you blame me? Our enemy can bring about calamity with just a few simple words. The mere idea of coming face to face with someone wielding such power would be enough to keep even the mightiest hero awake at night. You do bring up a good point. That said, we have already faced plenty of unfathomable threats during our travels, so I don't think we should be too worried. Such as? Don't tell me you forgot about the time we had that insufferable bard traveling with us. The one who would talk our ears off until we were considering smothering him in his sleep. R.I.P. Bard. An amused chuckle escapes your lips. Kara smiles upon hearing it. While the bard was annoying, I have dealt with worse. Oh? There was someone more menacing than that nitwit? The poor bard being roasted. Oh, extra roast for you, sir. You only give him a look in reply, smirking while the embers from the fire flutter past you. You can't be seriously suggesting me. I have brought nothing but joy to this group. Says every sassy and quick-witted character ever. Like the time you ran into multiple traps during a stealth mission. Look at that blush! I may have lost my footing now and again, but that was purely because I was focused on the task at hand. You can hardly blame me for that. You jab Karis slightly with your elbow. I'm only joking, Karis. You. Oh! Have been nothing but pleasant is what sits at the tip of your tongue. However, your mind is having second thoughts. Don't be afraid. Speak your feelings. You have been a great asset to us. An asset? I figured I would be at least be your favorite person here. You are. Come on. I also just noticed the scar on his face. I was a bit too preoccupied with the text to really look into the details. So much kudos to the artist. Okay, continuing. An asset. I figured I would at least be your favorite person here. Hmm. You look up towards the sky, tapping your finger against your chin and pretending to give Karis's words some thought. Perhaps, however, admitting as such outright would only give your ego an unnecessary boost. But who doesn't love a suave, confident man? Guilty. Guilty right here. I can name a few. Karis chuckles lightheartedly. Then those people have unimaginably bad taste. Why can I not pronounce some words? Let me just sip another bit of tea. Karis's features soften. But I'm glad to hear you aren't one of them. My poor heart wouldn't be able to take it otherwise. Heat rushes to your cheeks and you smile. You hope the orange of the fire is able to disguise your blushing face. You truly hold my opinion in that high of a regard, Karos. Well, yes. As our leader, you decide who lives, who dies, who has to be the unfortunate soul that distracts a guard long enough for the rest of the group to sneak past. Classic D&D move right there. Which, by the way, I don't quite appreciate being so often. You love to talk, Karis. Can you hardly blame me for picking you to be our designated diversion so often? I would rather spend my time talking to someone who actually cares about what I have to say. That is very valid. I'm also saying that's very valid for a lot of this, but it's true that people talk and you just have to listen. You never know if you're gonna hear something interesting. Like you. Ooh, a little sweetness is seeping in. You turn to the fire, feeling the heat in your cheeks burn hotter. Though Karis's conversations ran long, they were always a welcome distraction from the daily trial of being an adventurer. I hope my voice is not coming off too weird or too loud. If it is, I apologize. Please let me know in the comments. I just recovered from a cold and I may need to take one more bout of medication to make sure this sting is out of my system. Alright, continuing. You recall one brutal night where you were plagued by memories of the dying villagers you failed to save just hours before. Every time your eyes closed, you saw images of their bloody bodies. Their ear-piercing cries rang through your head, particularly the wails of lost children calling for their parents, never to appear. Unable to bear it any more, you snuck off to Karis's tent, hoping for some company and much-needed reprieve. That is the tragedy of being an adventurer. They're just people you can't save. That's a lot of positions and characters that face this tragedy, and it's very engaging, but it's also very sad to think about. It does make for good character development. As a writer, I can admit that. And the fact that they found comfort in each other, very sweet. Right, right. Going back, he too was awake, also plagued by the day's events. Though for different reasons. He was just as desperate to save the villagers as you were, but as a tiefling, he received a cooler reception from them, even as the searing heat of Inferno consumed their homes. I'm fairly new to D&D, and I didn't know that there was such a, what's the word, a cold reception for tieflings, and it's only recently that I learned the quote-unquote lore of tieflings, and I see their point. But at the same time, it's like blaming the child for their parents' misdeeds. And it's just sad. And it's so interesting what the tieflings have to go through and how different people receive them. So I am giving so much kudos to people who play as tieflings. And the fact that Baldur's Gate really delved into the races and their stories, no matter what kind of character you play, is very interesting. Alright, continuing. Mentally drained, Karis was in need of respite just as much as you. You opened his tent, the distant campfire dimly lighting up Karis's makeshift home. He sat in silence as he watched you with a distant look in his eyes. Without uttering a word, you kneeled down and wrapped your arms around him, hugging him tighter than you ever had before. A soft sob escaped from between his lips as he held on to you as if his life depended on it. The two of you stayed like that for a while, until eventually you suggested the idea of going by the campfire to talk about whatever his heart desired. So the two of you left his tent and sat by the campfire, much like how you are now. You laid next to each one another. You laid next to one another. Sounds like I need another sip of tea. Right. You laid next to one another, your body's subtle warmth giving both of you some comfort during what was otherwise an isolating evening. Kara spoke quietly of better times. His voice was a perfect lullaby. Your eyes eventually shut, but not before you said something to him in reply. Words that you hoped gave him the same relief that he did to you. You're wonderful, Karos. These two are so sweet, and they melted my heart as I read the story for the first time. Writers, you did an amazing job. Oh my god. When you awoke, Kairos was fast asleep, his fingers brushing yours, something you don't remember happening before you fell asleep. Remembering that night, you feel your expression soften. I'm going to miss your stories, Kairos. I'm going to miss you. Your heart's beating like a drum. Can Kairos hear it? You know, our adventure doesn't have to end here, Nox. Here we go! He grabs your hand, wrapping his calloused fingers around yours. I, Nox, I love you. I'm happy there's no camera in me. I'm making the most meltiest of faces. I really want to scream. Oh, I would name everything that I love about you, but I'm afraid that would take days to do. Something that, unfortunately, time will not allow given our current circumstances. The face hold. Ah. With his other hand, Karis cups your cheek. You lean into his touch. Although our group's journey may end tomorrow, I don't want our journey to end. I want to make more memories with you as we explore Uchil together, hand in hand. So, would you like to begin a new chapter in our tale? Just the two of us. He grinned from ear to ear upon hearing those words. Ow! We're gonna start by a kiss. You want to answer him, but you feel as though saying how you feel won't quite capture your excitement. Well, it's always been said that actions speak louder than words. Closing your eyes, you press your lips to his. Karis happily leans in to kiss. You can feel his smile against your lips. His hand delicately slides from your cheek down to your neck, deepening the kiss. He keeps his hands above your chest, averse to crossing any boundaries that might make you uncomfortable. As much as you're enjoying his mouth against yours, you eventually break the kiss first to get some air. Does that answer your question? I love this trope. Where rather than saying their feelings, they immediately go for a kiss. It's so sweet and makes my heart soar. Ah! This too, the fact that the recipient goes, I'm not quite sure. You're gonna have to do that again. Ah! So sweet. No, it doesn't. I think I need you to do that again so I can be sure. You roll your eyes playfully, but happily oblige as he pulls you in for a quick second kiss. Okay, I think I understand what you're trying to say. Cheeky boy! Good. He squeezes your hand tightly as his charming signature smile decorates his face. So, what do you want to do now, Knox? You stare into Karis's green eyes. Tomorrow is the big day, and while you are confident that you'll survive tomorrow's battle, you don't want to live with any regrets. You want to spend more time with Karis, exploring your newfound love. We're gonna go start with a little bit of intimacy since we went in for the kiss. How would you like for your night with Karis to end? Hee hee! Ah! The idea has crossed your mind many times. What would it be like to make love to him? Look at that blush! Ah! You place your hand on Karis's leg, fingers grazing his inner thigh. Full disclosure, this is NC-17, nothing too explicit. So yeah, YouTube, don't you dare dox me. I want to become one with you, Karis, if you're willing, that is. He grins. I would be a fool to reject such a tempting offer. Ah, but his eyes flick over to the tents surrounding you. I fear that we would make. Ah, let me just sip tea. I fear that we would wake the others up. Maybe we can go outside of the camp? That way I needn't hold myself back. Whoop! He leans in, his breath tickling your ear and sending a shiver down your spine. You don't understand how long I've been desiring a chance to explore every inch of your body, wondering how many ways you'll say my name. Sir, sir! Images of Karos masterfully working you with his hands fill your mind, his fingertips tracing along your skin, his mouth pressed against your body as it trails downwards from your lips. You can feel your excitement growing. Your hand moves from his thigh to his waist, brushing between his legs along the way. Karos moans softly at your subtle touch. It seems he can barely contain his excitement either. Thank you again. There's no camera on me. My face feels ridiculous right now. Then what are we waiting for? Let's go have a night that we'll both remember. Look, I have had my share of experiencing steamy scenes and stories, especially fanfics, but there's just something so tender and spicy that it makes me giggle. Wrong phrasing. There's something about the mixture of tender and spiciness that has me giggling. I am all over the place with this because I am being recorded. I am going through so many emotions right now. Once again, I'm really happy there's no camera on me because I really want to knock the wood on my table because that is how I stim. Anyway, the two, sorry if I yelled a bit, if the volume went up, so sorry about that. The two of you stand up, hand in hand, and hastily but quietly leave the camp in search of a secluded area where you won't be disturbed. Oh! You, thank you, artist, once again. You end up finding a forest clearing graced by the bright moonlight. Karis, having already cast off his shirt, extends his hand to you from his seat. Oh, wrong press. To you from his seat on the ground. I am all over the place. Haha! You happily take it as he sets you on his lap. May I? He gestures to your shirt. Yes, of course. Karis carefully takes off your shirt, then tosses it off onto the grass. With that, he pauses to take you in for a moment. He looks at you with the reverence one would give a work of art. His fingers trail along your torso and then up your chest, feeling every inch of them, careful not to go any lower until you permit him to do so. We do love consent. Consent is good. Consent is gold. His touch makes your every insecurity feel like something you can be proud of. With him, you feel powerful and desirable. Once again, sorry for any volume fluctuations. The music sounded loud in my ear, and my excitement made him make me shout. Okay, the music is a bit better for me. Let's continue. He cups your cheek, and you two lean in for a kiss. But unlike the two you previously shared, this one is deeper, more ravenous. Karis wants you, and the feeling is mutual. His tongue swipes between your lips multiple times, begging for entry. You kiss, and the feeling of his tongue meeting yours sends a shiver down your spine. He moves from your mouth down to your neck, planting passionate kisses that are sure to leave a mark. Your bodies press together as the fury of kissing intensifies. You moan, feeling his bulge. Teeth. You moan, feeling his bulge press against you. He looks at you with darkened, lust-filled eyes. You're already getting excited. Just you wait, Knox. because I have a lot more to show you, a lot more to give you. What happens next in that moonlit clearing? Well, that is only for you and Karis to know. Leave it up to the imagination, which every writer loves. Well, not every writer, but you know what I mean. The worries of tomorrow fade from your mind. If the mission goes well, you won't be lonely like you feared you would be. And you're going to do anything and everything to make sure that happens. I love how the story mixes tenderness and spiciness. Really big kudos to the artist and the writers and everybody else who worked on this. Just look at the little chibis, it's so cute. We'll just let the credits run for a bit and then I'll load up for the other choices. Oh no! And look at that! A little pan appreciation. Hee if that's for the future, eh. Alright, let's load up to this one. Let's go for excited this time. Finally, after tomorrow, all of this will be over. And then we celebrate like royalty. We'll need to splurge on the best tasting ale and wine our coin can buy. What about food? Don't tell me we'll be throwing a party without food, Karis. You're practically. I need a sip. Let's run that back. Let's start from here. And then we'll celebrate like royalty. We'll need to splurge on the best tasting ale and wine our coin can buy. What about food? Don't tell me we'll be throwing a party without food, Karis. You're practically begging for a world-ending disaster to happen. Ah, but I already have that plan, my dear Knox. I arranged for. I'm not sure if this is the right pronunciation. Besh. Pardon if I'm wrong. I arranged for Bash to make the most extravagant meals he can fathom, with the help of some rather fine ingredients I've procured. Though, in exchange for his cooking, he asked to be compensated with a few bottles of Maxui. Maxui, he had the chance to ask for expensive alcohol, and he requested one of the most foul drinks known to Utril. I told him the same thing, yet he remained insistent on getting it. I'm afraid all those battles we fought have knocked his senses out of him. But it's good news in the end, I think. More delectable drinks for us. It'll be like the time we attended that festival in Stormwind. It was one of the most treasured days your group had shared. No killing, no scummy authority, figures turning their noses up to you. Oh, no scummy authority figures turning their noses up to you, and no ethereal being giving you unhelpful cryptic hints about the journeys ahead. The journey ahead. It was just you, your companions, and the boisterous residents of Stormwood crowding the city streets. Over time, the group had gotten separated amongst the crowd, except for you and Karis, as he was adamant about spending the festival together with someone. He always enjoyed having company, and with the group's numbers dwindling by the hour, he said he'd be damned if he was going to try face painting by his lonesome. Whenever the crowd tried to push you two apart, he would pull you right back to his side, his arms wrapped around your waist like a sturdy length of rope. The two of you stayed tethered that way, as he enjoyed all that Stormwind had to offer. This is such a sweet scene, and the imagery is so adorable. It was a night full of laughs, smiles, and precious memories that you held close to your heart. Being reminded of that day sparks a new strain of thought. Hmm, something on your mind? Will that be all we're doing for the party? I mean, we'll be the heroes who saved Utral. Surely we can manage more than just eating and drinking ourselves to sleep. Hmm, I'm not sure what else we could do. Do you have any suggestions? Karis flicks his right ear with a grin. Ah, I love that little thing. Movable ears are adorable. I'm all ears. Hmm, maybe we can hire a band, put on some music and dance. No. The face! It was the same deadpan response he gave you when you tried to pull him into the Stormwood City Square to dance. You pout. How dare he rob you of such an opportunity not once but twice? Oh, come on, you can't be that bad of a dancer, Karos. I'm excellent at dancing around in a conversation. Actual dancing, though, that's a different story. Oh, the little chibi of him struggling to dance. That's where it's like derived from. Oh, that's so cute. Right. I'm not going to embarrass myself in front of the others, least of all in front of you. Karis, you could be a full blown gesture, and I would still hold you close to my heart. There's nothing you could do that would ever make me think less of you. That's so cute. Karis' face flushes a deep rosy pink. Pink? Pink. Gracious. Are you sure, Knox? Because I think if you saw for yourself how I dance, then you would take those words back. You hold out your pinky finger. I pinky swear Karis, the most solemn of vows. Adorable. Karis smirks, shaking his head at your childish antics, but he obliges. He holds out his pinky, intertwining it tightly around yours. Fine, fine, I trust you, but I'm still not sure if I feel comfortable making a fool out of myself in the presence of the others. Then lean towards him. Ooh, maybe we can sneak off somewhere after the party, and you can show me how awful of a dancer you are. Who knows? Maybe I'll feel sorry enough for you that I'll be a little grammar error here, but yeah, that I'll be willing to show you how to do a proper waltz with your two left feet. Karis leans in, your lips only inches apart. Ooh! Don't propose such a tantalizing offer, Knox. I'm not sure if I would be able to focus if I only had you to lay eyes on. His low, husky whisper causes your cheeks to flush. Oh, really? Have you looked in a mirror, Knox? No, only my brief reflection in the blades of our many foes. Not the best way to see yourself. But tell me, what do you see? Karis grins. The most captivating person I have ever laid my eyes on. That line, oh my gosh, that line would make me swoon. Just being able to see you every day is a blessing. However, I want you to be the first person I see when I wake up in the morning. Your eyes widen. What? You heard me, Knox. He grabs your hand, wrapping his callous fingers around yours. I, Knox, I love you. We already read this, but it's still so great to go through again. Ah, it's so romantic. And the face hold. Oh, yeah, it's the same line, so we're just gonna go quickly run through this. Let's start this semi-second route. What am I saying? Let's go through this scene with the second option. You don't understand how happy it makes me to hear you say those words, Karis. Gently, you hold his hand and then squeeze it tightly. You do your best not to let the tears, happy ones for once, that are stinging your eyes, cascade down your cheeks, afraid they'll ruin the moment. I love you too, with all my heart and then some. You're a light in my life, Karis. Someone who can turn my day around by simply being there. I love a good friendship to lovers situation. Ah, my heart. Being around you makes me forget all the bad that's happened. With you, I can be present. I can take everything in and realize just how enchanting life can truly be. Yet, as the feelings that you've long hidden are finally let out, those tears fall, and they keep falling like a torrential downpour. Like the hero that he is, Karis wipes those tears away. Studying yourself, you beam at him. Karis, I would love to start a new adventure with you. Whatever that may entail, I'm ready for it. Hopefully, this one won't involve an evil entity with a god complex. But if it does, we'll kick their ass. You both share a light-hearted chuckle. Karis gazes into your eyes, imagining what kind of life he will lead with you. Oh, he squeezes your hand tightly as his charming signature smile decorates his face. So, what do you want to do now, Nox? You stare into Garrison. Oh, you read this already? Already? Let's go for a cuddle. You have long since told Karis about your feelings regarding intimacy, albeit during a drunken stupor, where you confess such feelings to your companions. Kudos for the rep. Kudos. You weren't sure how they were going to respond, especially with how some of them enjoyed the company of another in their bed. When the words came tumbling out of your mouth, you remember looking at Karis, gauging his reaction the closest. Gauging. Okay, let's continue. The man had talked about his previous romantic encounters before, nights filled with passion and ecstasy. It was something you weren't interested in, and you were afraid that might ruin your chances with him. Much to your surprise, he only smiled softly at you with unjudging eyes, while, you, while your other companions didn't seem to mind, not even the more sexually liberal Tanji batted an eye. Karis's wordless affirmation that you were okay just the way you are was all you needed. So sweet. A little tea sip? Remembering this, you rest your forehead on his. All I want is your warm embrace, Karis. He smiles. That's a good way to fall asleep, me knowing you're safe while you're wrapped in my arms. Ah! Once again, sorry for any volume pitches. I am recovering from a cold. I am okay. Nothing too serious. It was mild and Basinary took my medication. I just need one more batch and I'll be good as new. In the meanwhile, mind my slight voice changes here and there. Karis rises to his feet and stretches his hand out toward you. You happily take it, hand in hand, the two of you head inside Karis's tent. This is so sweet. Well, it's again. Let's run this again. While it's small, the two of you utilize the lack of space to your advantage. You lay your head on Karis's chest, hearing the calming beating of his heart. You close your eyes, and as you're drifting to keep sleep, you feel the press of Karis's lips against your forehead. He lingers there for a moment, a soft smile forming against your skin. Unable to hide your giddiness, you look up to meet his eyes with a beaming smile. I love you so much, Karis. Gods, hearing you say that makes me believe I'm in a dream. Run that back again? Gosh. Gods, hearing you say that makes me believe I'm in a dream, or that this is some cruel, vivid spell that our wizard friend conjured up on me. I assure you, this is neither. This is very much real. Thank the gods. Now let's get some rest. We'll need our strength for tomorrow. That we do. We snuggle closer to one another. Good night, Karis. I love you. And I love you as much as there are stars in the night sky, Nox. I vow to keep you safe tomorrow by any means necessary. I won't lose what's most precious to me. Ah, my heart! Okay, this is a little bit of repetition. And then we'll go back to the title. A little bit of clicking so we can go on to the final choice that will add extra, not extra, but new dialogue before it runs back to a bit of repetition for the second half. Then we'll end the video. Alright? Key check, nose check. Right. Let's load up on this one. And then we'll go for the final choice. Sad. You turn your attention to the fire, unable to look Karis in the eye. Sadness. It's strange that you're feeling this way. After all, the world, as far as you know, will be safe, at least until the next dastardly judge shows up. But until then, you should be overjoyed. You should be haphazardly dancing around the campfire after having too many drinks. Yet, you can't forget that after tomorrow, this, this adventure, this group will come to an end like every story does. The arguments that were thankfully resolved, the laughs you shared with your companions, and most importantly, the obstacles you all had overcome together would all serve to be memories you'll look back on fondly when you grow old. You don't want it to come to an end. You want to keep making memories with everyone. But after hearing everyone's plans for what's to come next, you know that won't happen. You feel a light touch graze your cheek. You look at Karis, who wipes something off your face. Karis's features have softened, and his eyes meet yours. What is troubling you, Nox? You know how much it pains me to see you cry. You are crying? I... You want to tell Karis your feelings, of how lonely it would be without him and the others by your side, yet the words remain lodged in your throat, suffocating you. It's silly, Karis. Nothing is silly when it comes to you. So please, tell me. My heart! Ah, the feels! Your heart skips a beat. A normal occurrence whenever you're around Karis. So much so that you once ran to Jilmia, the group's cleric, to find out what could be ailing you. She simply said, "Sounds like you're full in love. I would cure you of a bad..." Okay, let's run that back after I had a sip of tea. Everybody, please remember to take your vitamins and watch out for any cold weather. Trying to fight a cold, not fun at all. I'm okay, really. It's just my nose. Let me breathe properly. Ugh. She simply said, "Sounds like you're full in love. I would cure you of your bad taste in men. But heart desires what it wants, and that is, unfortunately, something that not even my magic can cure. I You slayed many foes during your travels. You pushed your fears away when you stood up against the most powerful, self-righteous leaders in Utral. Yet, revealing your true feelings to someone so precious, speaking just a few simple words that a mere child would say, is giving you pause. Funny how that works. I don't want this to end, Karis. What scares me isn't the being that lies in wait. It's what comes after. I have come to know you all so well that I'm afraid of a future where I won't see you all again. Karis doesn't say anything. He only watches as you continue to gather your thoughts. It's selfish of me to desire such a childish fantasy where we could all stay together like a big, happy family. I know, but I desire it and fear losing it nonetheless. Then I may as well be selfish too, because I have had similar thoughts. You have? Yes, the keyword here being similar. Karis edges closer. You don't move away. His shoulder is slightly pressed against yours. It's a comforting feeling. While I will certainly miss our lovely comrades, I must admit, the idea of not being around you is dreadful. You are someone who I can't bear to part with, Nox. These two are gonna be the death of me, I swear. You rub your trembling hands together as heat rushes to your face. Karis can't part with you. You've had a lingering feeling that Karis cared about you deeply. You're always the one he talked to, the one he exposed all of his past to, the one he always kept a watchful eye on, even if the latter resulted in him tumbling into a trap or two. Aw, you're the one he's always hung around with, whether or not there was a purpose to doing so. But to have him care for you to this extent, you always shook the idea from your head before you got your hopes up, just in case you were mistaken. Are you serious, Karis? Or are you just saying that to be cute? Both. Cheeky boy. You laugh weakly, a smile tugging at your lips despite your tears. Then, God's forbid, if I died, would you have me reincarnated as a zombie? Would you still want me by my side, decaying flesh and all? I think this meant to be your side. Anyway, you raise an inquisitive eyebrow at him. Your silence is very telling, Karas. I'm simply contemplating the option. You are putting me in a tight spot, Nox. The smell of the dead is truly unfathomable. Valid. Says the one who can't live without me. Karas shakes his head, a smirk making its way across his face. If given that choice, I will pursue the noble option of letting you pass on, dying as the amazing hero that you are rather than letting you live on as an odorous, almost limbless zombie. The two of you share a laugh together. Not accounting for fantastical scenarios such as that, I am serious that a Noxus world isn't the ideal one for me. So, I would like to keep you by my side for as long as life allows for it. Are you sure you don't want to travel with our lively frog friend Besh instead? Ah, as lovely as he is, especially after he's had more than 4 Balgrogs, he just can't measure up to you. Even after he's had 4 Balgrogs, wow, I must be fantastic then. You're more than fantastic, Nox. More than you're willing to give yourself credit for. Ooh. There's a nose check and a little bit of leading his team to changing running back. This recovery is a bane to me, but I'm determined to share this. From leading this team to changing so many lives for the better, and inspiring all of us, not just me, to become better people. Knox, the word fantastic would be an absolute disservice to the kind of person you are. Fantastic writing right there. Amazing work. So much kudos. And much claps. He grabs your hand, wrapping his callous fingers around yours. I. Okay, we're going through the confession scene. Oh, but just letting this run through for a bit. Okay. And I don't think there's anything I could miss in the next few parts, so we're gonna fast forward this. And we're gonna go do the little bit of kiss and a little fast forward. And then we're gonna end this video with a cuddle with this lovely tiefling man. There we go. Alrighty. So here are all the graphics for this game. So much work and so much loveliness to appreciate. Going back. Ah, all the detailing. I love all of it. Okay, now going back to the title. I hope you guys enjoyed Fling with a Tiefling. I certainly did. It was so sweet, and the characters were so engaging. All the little tidbits that they inserted were great, and it's not super long, but it's such a fun experience to go along with. With that said, once again, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please take care, everyone. If you haven't yet, please eat something, hydrate, and if you need to, remember to take your meds. I will be playing a few more visual novels and hopefully maybe some short fun games along the way. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!